CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
One map is all it comes down to now. Envy versus Heroic. One map to send them to a LAN. That's really it. That's all there is left to say. For Envy, a disappointing map number 2. I guess we can run into that. But, I mean, it is almost like beating a dead horse. For Heroic, they're just looking to step up that one final time on Trey now and see if they can just take what they feel like they deserve after that second map performance, in fairness to them, because they definitely earned it. That was nicely done. But I do want to focus on this map. That's really where my heart is going to be now, just seeing how terrain goes. Always love seeing the comments of when will it start. It's right on your screen right now. It's starting. You gotta believe it. One map to rule them all. You sad, you know what's up. Chat, let's count to 100. Inches, man, you crazy. Alright, so we got ourselves the deep con smoke. And then a Heroic that are all building up towards B. Pretty standard T-side pistol. Isn't really going to do too much. I mean, we're not really seeing any rotates come in. Haji's just going to be standing his ground along with Happy. Slight reshuffles coming in towards the back of trains on A, but really the action is all towards this B site. Snappy does find himself the early Glock burst, but Haji on fire with his USP again, just finding those saps, finds himself one. Up close and personal, Scream and Mackup both going to lose their life as well. Leaving just S-Tag as he hops on down the bottom of the train. Haji actually started pretty strong. It's a shame he couldn't find that third kill on the cross, but it is what it is. You can't complain when he's consistently getting 2 to 3 kills in every single pistol. You know, not to reiterate, but he got an ace pistol in the previous map, so... Either way, for Heroic, it is going to be the Deagles, the CZs. Waiting ever so patiently to see what they can find over on towards this B site. That, of course, is going to be the target. Your opposition, the likes of Haji and Happy. Come falling down from above. They are going to have Snappy there just to fire up a few shots from below. But Happy and Co, they know what's up. They start to rally down those shots. The Deagles, they do connect. So that's pretty nasty, actually. 2 of those kills in a bomb plant. Heroic, they're going to start to be okay with this situation. S-Tag going to be holding off the cross, but unfortunately he's going to lose his life. The Famis is doing a fair chunk. That flash as well is going to be disastrous. Surely they can't hold on to this any longer. Yugi just going to lose his life to a jumping in P9 from Sixer. That's not bad from Heroic though. They get the bomb plant, which is going to definitely be helping them going forward. As you can see, that puts them up just around the $3,000 mark, which, you know, going forward into this 4th round, that'll give them a much more healthy buy. Also gives them a bit of flexibility in this 3rd, which is, you know, in the form of some extra Deagles if they want to, some P250s, that sort of thing. Like it is going to be a fairly clean one for Envy, though. The rifles just dispatching of their foe. Quick and clean, 3-0. Exactly what Envy want on their CT side. we go, though. The big one. The 5 AKs for Heroic. What are they going to show themselves for? The early molly is being thrown in towards T-Con, so Yugi is going to show nothing at all. Can peek around the back of it, maybe find Scream. Oh, there you go. Manages to follow through with a kill in the end. Snappy, maybe looking for a bit more of the same down towards the depths of Pop Dog, but he is going to be pushed back. But at least they go for one of those opportunities, and that does pit them in the advantage. They're very patient Heroic now as they regather their forces on the side of this A site. A lot of utility being used by EnVy just to try and slow this round down, but with a minute on the clock, there's still so much time for Heroic to work with. They could sit back for another 30 seconds and just look for opportunities they wanted to, and there'd really be no rush for them. They have all the utility they need to execute, so really, the ball is in their court. For EnVy, the only things they've got to work with are going to be these 2 mollies. That will be the deciding factor. Happy and Haji. His S-Tag does begin to move out of T-Com. His worry should be looking towards Pop Dog right now. He has no idea that Maka has just slipped on out, but that flash right in the face of Sixer. Maka, though, star player, just slips through the smoke, has the impact kill. Snappy will trade. Sixer still standing, but he can't feel the shot either. Actually now towards Connector. Met by a smoke. I'm still planted. Oh, just at the nick of the feet. Yugi, nasty shot. Oh, Haji, 21 HP. Yugi right through the smoke. Heroic find their first in a smoke criminal way, which is very similar to that last map. What was surprising, actually, was that Sixer was able to sneak in a kill with the AWP, but just the one. I thought he was actually unable to get anything at all there, but it looked like just as he fell, he did pick up that kill towards the back of T-Con. So at least there was that for EnVy, but things still fell apart, and I've got to give so much props to Maka for being able to save Sixer and keep him alive that long, because it netted that second kill. Of course, can't really talk about that last round, not talking about Yugi. The double kill that he gets, including that final kill just through the smoke, knowing the position, just when he's putting pressure on towards Connector, and it rewards him every single time. Cream getting aggressive, but it will have no reward. Only a bit of damage onto S-Tag. Very patient Heroic as they just wait things out, see what they can find. Knowing full well that EnVy are trying to take the lead here with these pistols, peeking into them. Meaning the Heroic, they can just quite happily sit back and relax. Good flash, Sixer then forced to have to scarp run away, decides to jump, which gives away his position. The game is up. Molly gonna burn him out. He should just die to the flames or to Nico. Point pretty much the same. Oh, Maka, you peek into the crosshair of Yugi. It's always going to be the same end result. Yugi putting it down. A traded blow as they try and walk out on towards A. Fair play to Scream for at least able to pick up one, but always going to find himself overwhelmed by team play of Heroic as Happy tries to do a bit more of the same, tucked in on towards the site. Denies the bomb plant, but again, it's going to be S-Tag to cut him down. Haji looking to be a little bit problematic with the AWP. Actually has a chance, but Yugi is watching exactly where he's coming from. That means 2 kills for Yugi, 2 for S-Tag, and a second round for Heroic as well. Another round for EnVy in another awkward spot. Just pistols again. The Zeus on Haji. Wondering if he can actually do anything with that. I actually like that, you know, put Sixer up there, see what he can find by just maybe surprising someone. Not really going to work out, though. That's an awkward smoke. Does the job for the most part, but we'll leave a gap on the left-hand side. Yugi starting to work a few kills in. For the most part, things going as planned. Bit of money to be made. Sixer taking down Molly is potentially a wrench in the works. I'll have to see how he can play in between the trains. Seeking another in towards Snappy as well. The Molly, that's actually pretty nice. S-Tag under a lot of pressure there and damage ultimately being applied to him. 36 HP is what he walks away on. So nicely done at least from Envy, making each dollar count, I guess you could argue. But it still is 3 for 3, and that's for Heroic exactly what they wanted to do. Just equalize the scoreline and start the fight strong on their T side. Finally, though, we get to see both teams on even stead. Orb v Orb. Rifle, Revive one. For Envy, actually, one of the biggest points here is the double up setup. So curious to see how this plays out for them, if they can actually field any of those early picks. I mean, there was, I don't think there's a single smoke on the map up until right now. There's definitely an opportunity for those smokes to have an impact. Taji caught by Modi, who just jumps down on towards B, and that quick and decisive play from Heroic cuts open the B site, allows for the plant. Sure, it's kind of awkward where the rest of the team are, and we're still seeing Jules across the map screaming Yugi, case in point. But for the most part, Heroic, they're kind of happy about this. I mean, Maka taking down Molly, less than ideal. Now leaves it in a 2v4, so numbers not quite on Heroic's side. But they've got a bomb ticking, and that really for them is what counts. They have the Molly as well, so time is really what they're looking to gamble with now. Molly going to be thrown. Might well secure it. There is no smoke as well on that CT side. Sixer just going to be diving in. Oh, Snappy going to be there to execute him. He would have had just enough time, but Snappy with a quick blow to the head, ensuring that round goes way of Heroic. And that's why that 2v4 wasn't a huge worry for them, just because of the lack of the smoke on Envy, because of the Molly. I was a little bit apprehensive at how quick they used the Molly, but it came out at the right time, and it turns out it all worked out their way as well, because they got their fourth. And for Envy, that starts to push them back. Not only do they lose the lead, but look at their economy. It's shaky going forward. And AWP, some CZs. Happy at least keeping that AWP is a value in that. 4,750 at the end of the day. Can he find a pick in towards T-Con though? I mean, it's the golden question. He's seen players jump on over. He knows what's going on. He's going to have Maka almost try and bait it out. But if anything, it's just going to be player losing a life. Pressure now going to be applied over on towards B as Haji going to be just dancing to the back of the train. Takes two to tango though. Nico is going to be his dancing partner. Bomb then to be planted, and for Envy, you're kind of all over the place. I don't really see them even getting an exit frag here. Maybe Sixer can find something. Happy is the longer range angle with the AWP, but even then I think that is not looking likely, just considering how Heroic are playing this one, just all falling back. You've got the trio of Nico, S-Tag, and Modi right in towards spawn. You've got Snappy just holding things off, but I mean, even if he exits, I think keeping 4 players alive is nothing really to be complaining about. But, you know, keeping Yugi with the AWP as well, which is the huge investment, of course, to worry about. Yeah, there you have it. 4 players towards CT. Just the one. Towards the Tiff of B, and Snappy doesn't even need to face into that. Snappy, absolutely nothing. Five to 3 now, and a pretty successful stint from Heroic so far. If they can keep this one going. Envy again opting for that double AWP setup. Sixer buying into it instead of just being given the AWP that Happy did have. Watching Happy because I want to know what he does. Does he peek in towards T-Con again like he is doing right now? Does he change anything up? I mean, Yugi is left in a tough spot, but still slips through with a kill, just getting through the cracks. Down and dirty as he takes down Sixer. That's an AWP out of action. Another duel lost. Happy relocating himself towards Ivy and just going to go plundering on down, but you have to be worried already for Envy. More so than anything else. As the mollies coming out towards Pop and such, it's just a pretty typical utility execute coming out, or set piece I think is the better word here. They're not really going to be playing off of it, they're just forcing Envy to make some moves. Scream, a prime example of that. Maka now left completely blind, finds one, but the trade from Nico puts him in the grave. Molly comes in towards Connector, but 3 smokes. Gonna allow Molly to get a simple plant and no response to be achieved by Haji or Happy. They can't see a thing. They are completely smoked off. Things begin to fade for Happy, but now he's banking on someone crossing, which Molly has no reason to cross. He could just play around the bomb train. Same for S-Tag as well. What about Haji? What can Haji do? Well, play for the exit frag way back in towards CT. That should about tell you really the mentality behind EnVy and what they can do in this round. Once again shut down by 6 in a row now for Heroic. 6 rounds back to back. Another chance for EnVy. They've got the weapons to play with, but it's the aggression and the perfect flashes. Haji at least able to sneak in one this time, so making the 1-for-1 work, but will be mollied off the back of the train. That'll force him into a peek, and Modi will then be hungry to finish him off. Haji going flying through a smoke. Ballsy. His Yugi then just rips down Happy, the up shot. So beautiful. Once again, it is going to be the plant. The frag grenade doing a bit of damage, but nothing too fanciful. Sixer cracking the skull of Modi not long before Snappy is able to return the favour. That trade leaves just Maka. Trying to flash his way on towards the site. Just going to say, you know what, screw this. I'm getting on the bomb. Going for the defuse. Sticking it. 2 seconds left. He's actually going to get away with it. Maka straight on the defuse for EnVy. And it's the play that does so much for them. Shutting down the 6 in a row streak. Based on the fact that he's got some huge balls. Because that really is what it comes down to. There's no way he can look for anything else. Just jumps on the bomb. And just hopes they don't peek him. The smoke covers him just enough. Sure, if anyone was to swing wide towards that kind of pop dog area, he would have almost certainly been dead. But he just thought, you know what, they won't peek me. They'll think I'm faking. And he played into that. Yugi with the early peek, though. Time repeating itself once again. Modi gonna take down Maka, the man from Limitless. Happy. I mean, not quite working out for him up until he does find S-Tag on the cross, but even then, this is not an angle he wants to be in now. He's gonna be overwhelmed from so many different positions. Modi gonna be wreaking havoc in connector as well. Sixer just doesn't expect that. Problem now is for Happy is he's got so much to worry about. He has to clear his close right flank. That's where Snappy's gonna be. You'd expect Snappy to know that Happy is lurking in the shadows, but seemingly not. Still, though, Modi's gonna be looking close, but Happy is doing work right now. Nico almost comes onto his shoulders. But it is still gonna be around inshore. The Molly solidifying that as Nico finishes off Haji's head. Getting away with a lot more than what you'd originally expect, so in fairness, that's a good try from Happy, but I mean, the shots may have been good, but it doesn't really alter the outcome of the round based on Nico keeping his cool, keeping it together. Those asking the question of what's up with EnVy's roster, kind of what's going on there. Of course, news broke about 2 days ago now that EnVyUs were targeting Kiyoshima as their next pickup and benching XMS. Additional news, unfortunately, on the roster of EnVy is it does leave them a bit of pandemonium. They try and figure things out. Awkward timing, of course, for them to make those changes. As for EnVy, this is just as big of a match as it is for Heroic. At the end of the day, there's a spot at LAN up for grabs. In fairness to them, they have made it work. They've got this far. They've had some pretty good performances. And it's best of 3 even as well. Fortunately, just in that second map, we were a little bit shocked, and This third map is looking like a little bit more of the same now. A little bit of discoordination, but hey, let's see if the individual players can make up for that. Scream is doing wonders with the CZ. Finds 3 headshots. 2 of them lead to a kill, and 1 of them leads to a player on 8 HP. Smoke to be dropped, but it's not enough to save the life of Haji. Snappy will just get aggressive. Okay, Snappy unable to find the kill. He's put down the 4 HP as well. This is where things get worrying now. We could have seen a 2v2, but now we see anything but. Nico has to be so cautious of Happy. Go for that plant. You should lose your life. Yep, there you go. The backstab comes in. It's going to be the same from Sixer as well, right in the front of Snappy. Instigated by Scream, finished by Haji and Sixer. A nice round that puts Envy back on the map. Already the same grouping coming towards B. The nade is going to go over, which may well land on the shoulders of Body. Not doing too much, only putting him down to 70 HP, so we're not going to be worrying about that just yet. Till Zero's still a huge build-up of heroic forces, and for Maka, I don't really have an idea of what's going on. He knows Snappy is there. He doesn't know that Moddy's out. S-Tag will spot him, and that's when he'll lose his life. Scream rotating over Snappy. Just sitting in the smoke. The whole team pretty much still rotating, in fairness, as well. Well, not just Scream. Happy still ever so slow to make his move, but finally bites the bullet and just goes for a few shots. That's only going to be good for one, though, as S-Tag can pretty much stop this round before it even gets going. I mean, his position alone allows for not only one, but likely a second kill on towards Scream. Because he has so much to worry about with so little time. Common question that seems to be coming up in the chat right now. Is Kiyoshima confirmed to be a part of EnVyUs? Now this, unless anything hugely has changed within the past day or so, the Kiyoshima situation is purely down to the fact that that's the player that's top of the list, top of what they want. I think Flickshot were the guys that read the post on it, and it was on HLTV as well. I think they described it as a priority signing, but negotiations between the two organizations have yet to take place. Who will switch out with Kyo? XMS has been the player. Sub down for Kyo. Rayma, you got it worked out, dude, with the with the emotes there. I don't know the reasoning behind the timing of the drop. Unfortunately, I think it is an interesting situation to make the change now when you've got a qualifier for a LAN. But I'm sure there is some extra stuff behind the scenes going on, who knows. It is unfortunate they haven't got the likes of RPK with them as well. He is a literal beast. Oh, it is what it is. Happy. Getting close and aggressive. Cuts down the bomb. Moddy. Still there to trade. You keep doing a little bit more on towards Haji. The pistols should try to see if they could catch anything by surprise, but looks like the same result is going to come through. They are just going to be dismantled ahead of this 15th round. The final round of this half, of course. Scream desperately looking for a weapon, but he will not find a thing. Tapping away S-Tag, going, buddy, are you there? Can just something land? But unfortunately, anything that comes his way is a barrage of AK-47 bullets. As it is going to be just a swift 24 seconds that pushes this one over the line as we go 9-5 up. Let's heroic now look for their 10th. And for Envy, it's still not great. They still can't afford a perfect buy, not by a long shot. But at least Maka can get a rifle up. You can get a Famous up on Haji as well. Utility isn't exactly pitch perfect either, but you know, you're at a point where if you're Envy, you just kind of got to make do. Kind of sums up the roster situation as well. You just kind of got to make do with what you got. Interesting pickup by the scout, especially when you got an AWP in play. They've opted for this double AWP kind of double scope setup nearly every time on their CT side, which might be a marker towards why they struggle to get as many rounds as they'd hope. We'll have to see. Maka just playing very far back towards Oil Train, unable to land the shots, but he knows what's going on. Happy the player still to be watching and to see if he can field something with the AWP. Finds the tag on Yugi, but unable to follow up, and at this point the molly is just burning them away. Scream spotting for the bush, should know Nico. How does he get a kill on Haji before Scream can punish him? God only knows, but at least able to find 2 kills to make up for it. Maka taking down S-Tag as well. Leaves just Yugi, who will lose his life. Snappy so far out of the action, but you know what? It starts to work out. Snappy with the second. Happy flicking back to shut him down. That'll be EnVyUs' 6th round. It was close, but he will be able to secure it. It's going to be the long defuse, of course, but thankfully Maka will be able to get it. Snappy nearly making things exciting there by that second kill on the original diffuser that I believe was Sixer. Came down to the wire, but it is what it is. 6-9 as we go forward into our second half of this third and final map. A best of 3 with a qualification spot. Of course, for a LAN up for grabs. Effectively, what that translates to is there's a lot on the line. See how this pistol plays out. Will it follow the trend? The likes of Haji just finding tap after tap. We're probably going to see Nico or Snappy step up. A few of just pistol heroes we've seen in this best of 3 so far. EnVy very spread across the whole map, in fact. A single jewel to be taken just yet, though. Slowing it down. Waiting to see if Heroic will give them anything. Smoke gonna find itself right in front of Modi, who tries to block it. I'm not sure if he got away with as much as he would have needed to, though, to be able to see over it, but still a crafty attempt nonetheless. Yeah, he actually gets away with a fair bit. He can get up on top of the railing now as well. Yugi Mimo does take down Scream. Modi repositioning himself over on towards A as things get a little bit hairy. Quick trades, 1-for-1. Nico around the back of the site should be important as he can find Happy and Sixer before then looking for more Maka. Relatively far out. Finds the head of Nico, though, who, albeit is low, is still a pretty significant kill to find. Spots both players. That's so much information. Only has a Glock, which is struggling to finish them off, but still, now he knows exactly where they both are. Fortunately, Snappy is just going to hold the angle, wait for its head to appear, and the minute he does, it'll be a quick headshot for him and a round for Heroic. Some deep nades going to go over. It's the same combo. You send 2 in, you're hopeful well that they can pull through with that 90 to 100 HP combo if they land at the feet of someone. Unfortunately, they literally didn't do a single point of damage to anybody. It did stop them from getting into T-Con early, though, so at least there's that. Got to find the silver lining, of course. That'd be just walking into the crosshair of Nico. Leaving just 4 now for the French lineup. Minute remains, and they can't really make too much of a move. Any maneuvers they do make are still there to be punished, really, and that's been the narrative that Heroic are following as they just look to turn the page going forward into round 18. Haji and Maka holding on to the bitter end. There you have it. Heroic find themselves their 11th. Only 5 more to go, and on one of those 5 should be relatively simple. It is still going to be pistols for them. Allows them to move up to 12. From there, things start to get a little bit scary for Envy. They run out of runway, really, for multiple buys. But in reality, we're starting to get to that point of now or never. It's not completely right off the Glocks. Only 35% of them, but still, let's see if they can maybe sneak in a bit of damage. Happy actually going to find 2 kills as he combos up with Haji for the double dink. Unfortunately, the same result still looks like it is going to come through. They can't play off of those double kills at all. He's just happy with a UMP and a Molotov as he runs on around. Looks to wrap in from connector maybe. Could save the UMP, but I mean, you've got 1 minute 15 on the clock, and to be honest, you're going for the full buy in round 19 anyway, so I don't think you want to save the UMP. "35 seconds, Happy. Still hunting. See what he can do. Has the back of S-tag. Oh, is he going to go for the knife? No? Okay. I was thought maybe he just played the value card and go straight for the knife, but goes for the knife, goes for the headshot, and then tries to run straight towards train. Interesting approach, but hey, let's not read too much into it. Instead, let's talk about Heroic and the fact they've called attack pause. Okay. They got 3 rounds from the pistol, which is a given. They called attack, I guess on the basis that they know how important this is. If they can get this buy, they shut down Envy again. They don't leave them with that runway we talked about to keep on rebuying for much longer. You only need 4 rounds to push this over the line and qualify anyway, so when you're playing with those sort of margins, 4 rounds, yeah, fair play. You call a pause, you run through exactly what this play is going to be, and you make sure that your CT side is locked down so this best of 3 can conclude in Heroic's fashion. So you know what? Fair play to them. I can understand that tactical pause. Bam, there's Coke to help Heroic choke. That is an interesting... That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. I'm a big fan of the pasta skadoodle one, personally. Still, though, let's keep ourselves back in the zone on this one, as things are a little bit serious now. 12-6, of course. Envy also given time to talk. So let's see if they show something different, of course. It's an early dual scream, tapping down one, going for a second. Knows Yugi is in the corner, so throws his own smoke. And a flash as well, but not going to be chasing for the kill. Just playing with the fact they have an advantage. No need to risk it. Play for that gamble. Sure, they could have went 2-0 up, but they could also quite easily allow things to go back to a 4-4. So they keep things where they're at. They allow Haji instead to play out over on towards B. Pushing and prodding to see what they can find. Yugi going to spot them though. Finds one. Looking for a second. Haji has to drop now at this point. That AWP will rip him to shreds if he repeaks. The beauty of this, though, is that Snappy caught off, opens up the A site. This wraparound play is masterful. They've got themselves onto the site, but then they peek into Yugi again. Finds himself just another kill. Nico taking down Maka. Oh, 6-0 right into his crosshairs. Yugi, a beautiful triple kill that pushes Heroic over the line to their 13th. Every angle Heroic peaked, Yugi was there, ready and waiting. You can attribute that to so many different things. You could argue game sense of Yugi and the fact that he's able to get himself in those positions. You could argue that Envy are just not quite being aware of their surroundings and where Yugi could be. There are so many different facets you could run into. But ultimately, Yugi's 23-8. You can see the impact he's having. And here we are again in a dire situation now for Envy. We talked about the risk of them losing these buys and what will happen to their economy. And you can see that here. Just Eagles, just CZs. Faith starting to be lost as they look to try and run out towards B, force a plant, but they're already blind. A Snappy gets ready to put them down, finds himself one, put under pressure by the likes of Scream and Sixer. Eventually they do lead to a kill, but that is going to be about it. Molly doing even more now. The Molly stopping Scream from being able to put this rifle to use. At 1 minute 20, we're already in a 4 versus 2. Things slowing down, almost dramatically so, as Scream will drop a Molly in towards Pop, just to make sure that they can't be pushed on their flank too quickly, at least. Swapping pistols. Maka wanting to see what he can make work with the Deagle. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just going to be holding for this peak, and that puts them pretty much out of the round there and then for Maka. Walking into the arms of Nico. As Heroic find themselves to 14. 2 to go. Envy. What are you going to show for yourself? It really is up to you. You can go for a double AWP if you want it. You can go for a single AWP. There really is no creative limitations to this T side. In other words, there's no excuse. Molly comes out early towards T-Con. Pretty standard stuff from Heroic. Early nade as well going on in to see what early damage it can find. Molly doing just a bit more of the same. As Maka does fall to 65. Careful. You cannot peek. If you do, Molly will be there to push you back. That's the smoke. It looks like he's actually going to be getting aggressive. Maka going to be holding for that. Maybe we'll come down to timing. If he swings out, Molly's there ready and waiting. Few shots coming by Snappy just to try and bait for this push. Got 6 in there, bear in mind, going for that wallbang. And there we go, Maka swings. How does this work out? Finds the pick on towards Snappy. So far, so good, but my question's still ringing in our ears is, can they survive the onslaught that'll come in from Connector? The answer so far is no. Molly already finding that kill he needs. S-Tag with a nice and high flash, swings on towards Scream. Still standing, but albeit 25 HP as Maka opens up for the second as well. Envy finding that advantage. Nico looking for something down the back of these trains, but it's going to be Maka to seal the deal. Yugi at this point almost certainly will go for the save. Envy able to survive for at least for now. Cautious on whether this is the right time to be discussing the idea of a comeback. It's worth highlighting that this is just one round for Envy and their T side. And this is one round that could effectively end their run right here as Yugi looks for a little bit more, but still, like I'm saying, this one win from Envy could quite easily also close out this game, because if they go to 15, what will Envy have left? I mean, let's look at the amount of money they're going to have to spend here. Looks like Happy might be able to keep that 4,000 in the bank, unless he wants to drop to 6er. On the floor. Alright, they got the AWP on the floor, so shouldn't have to drop the 6er Maka as well. It's just going to have to buy up the AK. The money isn't... Alright, money will be pretty much dire for anyone that's not happy. So yeah, the point still pretty much stands. This round could quite easily just reset them. And allow Heroic to walk away with things, but we'll have to see. 6er, what are you lining up? What are you going for? He's actually pretty close, like, in fairness to him. S-Tag is just a few inches to the left. But still. Scream begins to work his way up through the tip of IB. Heroic looking to get a little closer on towards B meanwhile. Utility will prompt that push. Modi has got himself right behind them. Somehow slips on in. I don't even notice that. Just gets himself right in the backlines too. Very quick kills for him. Scream going to lose his life to S-Tag as well. This round has just fallen to pieces. Yugi taking down Sixer just as we move to them, right as they fall. Maka, buddy, what are you going to do here? I mean, 1v5, 30 seconds. It's a nice shot on Yugi, I'll give him that. Potentially could find Snappy as well, but so cautious, looking for the back of Ivy, not quite the tip of the train. Nico, the third peak, and the one that will be able to take him down. Heroic, 15-7, qualification point, and Envy have 1-750, 1-450. The only player with anything to spend is Happy, and what will be interesting to see is, does he drop SMGs here? Go straight for the AWP, I don't know. You could at least have done something with 5600. That's a few UMPs or anything, but you go for the AWP. Has the AWP really been a deciding factor of your T side? I don't know if I could agree with that statement. The early molly as well is going to deny them from peeking. Happy just looking for some sort of aggression towards B. Problem is, Heroic haven't really been giving them too many of these opportunities where they get aggressive on upper B, for example, or push up through lower. And already things begin to crumble. Modi finding that first kill on Maka, just cutting him off as he tries to peek on out. Happy now going to reposition because he realizes that this AWP is having little to no impact. They go 3 players towards Ivy, going to take the duel on Yugi. Worth highlighting that Yugi's been winning this duel hands down nearly every round. Doesn't even need to fight it there because they smoke it off. They know what Happy's got. They know that the weaponry is pretty much all or nothing into the hands of Happy. So now they just use their utility to push him back as well, make his life incredibly hard. If they force this towards a B play, this is perfect for Heroic. They couldn't ask for anything better, and that seems to be what they've done. And now you have to think about Modi. Is he going to be able to get up that ladder and have a bit of an impact as the push comes in? Arguably, that's exactly what he'll try and achieve. Got Snappy playing close. He finds one. Will get taken down, but Nico is going to be there to drop them all dead, leaving just Happy with the AWP. Comes back full circle to this point once again. The AWP having that little impact. Trying to see if he can dance around the back of the trains. All on towards him. Has the bomb. Trying to see if he can bait the plant. Pushes in. Finds Nico, but Modi will trade. Heroic. They will qualify 16-7 to win out this best of 3. What a great game from them. Keeping their composure, for the most part, intact. And an impressive CT side. Only dropping 1 round to Envy. A team who certainly struggled with their team play overall. I mean, a lot of their individual performances weren't half bad, but they just couldn't keep it together long enough in this best of 3 to push it over the line. With that said, we've got another semi-final coming right up. Be right back with you in just a few moments' time for that. Don't go anywhere, folks.
CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.